What is up, guys? Sipster Gaming here, and today we're here with some Rimworld. Now, the reason I want to play some Rimworld is because two reasons. Number one, build 1.1 is officially dropped in terms of for everyone. So it was in trial beta last week, and now, or this week, and now it is officially the release. The other reason is because that there is now a new DLC, which is the first time, which actually that's nice timing. It is the first DLC I believe to ever drop. I'm pretty sure in Rimworld. So that's all new and exciting. It's about £15. Me being the fool I am, yeah. It is to say it's overpriced. I don't know. I haven't experienced enough of it yet to make a comment on that, but I believe it is. But then again, it is a small development team that make this game, and I decided to get it because I like to support them. So it's called Royalty, and this is one of the missions that come with it. So essentially this is the overall mission. So it says here that you've learned a way to escape this planet. Nikiri Thropodus, it changes every game, the names are randomly generated. High Stellar of the Refugee Imperium will perform a customary visit with any count of his domain upon request. Invite him, satisfy his royal needs for 15 days, and all of you can ride the shuttle to the Imperial Flotilla. You may then join the Imperial Court or escape to a new life among the stars. Earning the title of Count means completing quests to earn royal favour with the Refugee Imperium. It may take years to achieve the title of Count. During his visit, you must keep Thropus's mood above 25%. This means providing royal prerequisitions like a lavish bedroom. Others will take the opportunity to try to kill this High Stellar and will attack with great intensity. Be prepared. Tropus will bring 4 of his personal guards and place them under your command. You must house these guards, but Tropus will not complain if they are killed or unhappy. You must keep the visitors at I might have named my colony drug center and try and not send them anywhere else. If you fail this quest or migrate, you will have another chance at it later. So this is all very exciting stuff. So essentially there is a new faction that they're kind of like a royalty, which ironically enough they name of the DLC. But the idea is that you earn favour with them by doing quests, and you help them, and they will essentially give you a way off the planet, which, if you've never played Rimworld before, is mainly the only goal. For some, for me it was to make a giant drug farm and make loads of money off it. As you can see, we kind of got that. That's still a work in progress. This has been a save I've been going on for so many years, nearly 330 days. I have been playing it a fair bit. This is kind of my personal save, but I figured I've got a lot of the stuff on here, so it kind of makes sense to experience the DLC with it. But we're going to give a main dive into the new things and possibly build a throne room, because that's now an option, which I think is quite cool. So let's start with structures, not structures, furniture. So we now have a brazier, which will essentially is a fire that creates light and heat. You have a drapes as well. They just a decorative thing. Throne, which is just a normal giant or a normal sitting throne, and then you have a grand throne, which requires gold as well. I think that's it. Then we've got security. There's nothing new in here. Floors, there is fine sandstone tiles, which is new, but that's about it. I don't think there's anything new other than all that. I think in terms of items, that's it. But the main thing is the research. So now you can get noble apparel, which consists of a corset, a lady's hat, a royal vest, a ruffle shirt, a top hat. You can get noble apparel, sorry, and then royal apparel. You can get a cornet, a crown, and a royal robe. You can also get things like a harp, harpsichord, and a piano, which will allow you to play music. They're basically recreational objects. And then there's a load of new implants. So you got brain wiring, which you can craft brain implants that induce or prevent blunt sensations like joy or pain. These are only available once you do missions for them, so that's kind of why it's such a pain. You have compact weaponry, which essentially you can turn your character into Ezio from Assassin's Creed with things like a, I think it's hand talon, which allows you to extend it, and yeah, knee spikes are pretty cool as well, I think. Specialised limbs as well, which I think is mainly, yeah, for the purpose of both combat and labour. So drill hands allows miners to rapidly find and exploit weak lines in the rock. It also has a general purpose manipulation, which, not useless for non-mining tasks, is inferior to a natural hand. So mainly you want to give that to your miners. And you have a field hand, which is a replacement hand, which allows you to harvest things quicker. But again, not that useful. It's inferior to a natural hand. And a power claw, which I think was already a thing, if I remember right. The bias can be retracted, making it useful as a hand for non-combat tasks. So essentially now all they've let you do is just make it, which is nice. Then you have things like artificial metaboloids, which are essentially ways to change the stomach and allow you to get away with doing a lot more. Neural computation, more or less, it just kind of improves your general learning factors and things like that, and your ability to retain things. Skin hardening makes you ugly in exchange for having tough skin, things like that. Healing factors, coagulants, more or less, it stops blood loss, and the healing enhancer, it just speeds up healing. I haven't actually looked at these yet. So aesthetic nose. The nose is shaped to the user's desired form, matching prevalent beauty standards and enhancing physical impressions. So I think these are all just kind of looks ones. Sophisticated package of hormonal and mechanoid influences shapes the muscle and fat on the body, adding non-functional aesthetic tissue where needed to achieve a desired shape. This implant can be configured to form various body shapes according to the user's taste or that of their partner. And then you've got the love enhancer, which essentially will increase their libido, more or less, make love more. I don't know if it makes people fall in love, but I know it does that. And then you have molecular analysis, which lets you can craft bionics with molecular analyzing, which helps with the immune system. That helps with cooking speed, and that helps with your immunity gain against infections and things like that. This allows you to kind of stay awake longer, and this will essentially make it so you never need to sleep. But yeah, in exchange you're now 15% less conscious. So those I think are all the main ones. There are new quests as well. This is the reason why I say, is it really worth it? I don't know, I haven't played enough of it to make a comment. I wouldn't say so. But you do have things like warhammers and an axe, which is new. I don't know if I went through the armor, but there is new, essentially stronger than marine armor, which makes you quite slow, but yeah, it allows you to more or less assault something head on and not take a single hit. But not exactly, you do still get hit, but it's not as bad. So yeah, that's more or less. In terms of 1.1, as I said, I've been playing it for a while. Mainly things just like this quest tab, which is really useful. There's a new kind of way to show your messages and stats and things. Factions are now fairly more tidy. There are some new animals, as you probably have seen. Donkeys I don't think were in it before, but if they were, I'm wrong. But you do now have horses, and they're new. There's also an option to change how many people you want on the world, so you can have a small population, a large population. Columns are new. Oh yeah, these are now replacing sandbags, because sandbags now require cloth or material to make. And then there's these as well, which don't really have much of an effect, but they are kind of nice. Oh no, mechanoid cluster. Oh dear. Oh okay, I thought that was entirely like mechanoids, but it's not. They do have a lot of turrets though. So they have a shield, a proximity activator. A mortar shield. Ah, you bastards, I can't even mortar them because it's just going to protect them. A countdown activator. A timed mechanoid activation. After counting down, it will awake all nearby dormant structures. I don't think I want to deal with that just yet, so we're going to just wait there. But yeah, so mostly that's everything covered. These are also in the royalty update, just to point out. and a lot of other stuff. But yeah, more or less, you can now have a sort of thriving city that is an actual city, because there is now tiers of people, which I'm still trying to get my head over. But you can get things like Freeholder, which allow you to do certain things, and then you get Esquire, which allows things but also stops you doing certain things. You have an Esquire and you have a Knight and a Dame, but they're not allowed to do dumb labour. And the kind of the trade-off is that you get these Psycasts, but realistically it's kind of, I don't know if it's worth it. Because more or less all you get is just this. I mean, it'd be cool if you kind of had, this is just a bit of advice, it'd be cool if they had some extra kind of perk, like if you got them to, I don't know, Knight or Dame, they would be like incredibly powerful, and have more of a kind of attack if they were a Knight, or if they were kind of a Baron, they would have more social or things like that. But instead it's just kind of like, oh, you now can't do this, you now can't do commoner work. It's like, okay, great, and you now have to wear specific things, and all this has to be like this, and the Duke and Duchess, and yeah, it's just, it doesn't really make much sense. Because the Psycasts are okay, but I mean, as you just level up, you just do less and less stuff. I suppose after Baron, after your account, it's all the same thing, but it's just kind of stupid. Like, if, say you were a Knight, you got an extra, I don't know, 50% damage. That's worth it. But it just doesn't make sense. And the fact that they're engaged to work in battle and work, it's... yeah. It's a cool idea, and it definitely needs a bit of work on, but I don't think that there's a lot of need for it at the minute until it gets kind of re-looked at, and just the perk system, because okay, yeah, you can stun an enemy, but at the same score, if you use it too much, it's going to make them have a headache, and then after battle they can't do anything because they've got a hangover. So it's kind of like, it doesn't, yeah, it's a real 50-50. But that is it for this episode. I just kind of wanted to do a review because I kind of looked at it and thought, well, in case people are kind of going, should I get the DLC? Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Unless you play this game a ridiculous amount and you kind of really like new content, £15 is a lot to spend. But I mean, if you got the money, well, yeah, sure, go for it. It seems kind of like a new, interesting take on it, but yeah, I think you can have just as much fun with mods, to be fairly honest. Obviously, as I said, if there was a perk system, I do like playing vanilla, so I don't like using mods. If there's a new perk system on it, then great, it would make sense, but for now, it just doesn't seem too worth it, to be honest. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.